Hello and welcome to your weekly dispatch, where we'll give you a rundown of news stories of national, regional, and international significance. Here's what stood out for us this week. A Human Rights Watch report details the harrowing treatment met by migrants at the Saudi-Yemen border by Saudi border guards. The economic woes of Pakistanis continue to intensify as the PKR breaks previous records of devaluation against the USD, while neighboring India celebrates its historic lunar landing, overcoming past hurdles faced by the Lunar program. And for our feature story, we're looking at the possible expansion of the Brics alliance and the bid to counter Western influence in developing nations. In a recent report released by the Human Rights Watch, alarming details have emerged regarding the situation at the Yemen-Saudi border. The report indicates that between March 2022 and June 2023, numerous Ethiopian migrants and asylum seekers lost their lives in attempts to cross the border. The methods employed by the Saudi border guards allegedly include the use of explosive weapons and close-range shootings, even affecting women and children. Migrants from Africa take a perilous migration route often referred to as the Eastern Route or the Yemeni route, which spans from the Horn of Africa across the Gulf of Aden through Yemen and into Saudi Arabia. The motivation behind these treacherous journeys lies in the dire economic circumstances and limited employment opportunities that persist. Faced with such challenges, individuals are compelled to seek better prospects, even if it means embarking on hazardous journeys fraught with peril. This trend is not limited to the Yemen-Saudi border. It was only a few months ago that a tragic incident occurred off the Greek coast, where a boat carrying a significant number of undocumented migrants capsized. This catastrophe resulted in the loss of 700 lives, a substantial portion of whom hailed from Pakistan. Speaking of dire economic conditions, the Pakistani rupee has hit a new record low against the US dollar, sliding by 0.63% to reach the 299 rupee point in the market. Although the official exchange rate suggests this value, reports from market sources indicate that the dollar is trading even higher unofficially. In recent history, the rupee has seen its previous record low of 298.93 on May 11th, following the arrest of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan. In a brief recovery, the rupee had strengthened to around 275.44 on July 4th, prompted by a $3 billion loan agreement with the IMF. However, this upward momentum has since reversed. The escalating value of the dollar can be attributed to the demand for dollars far outpacing their supply. According to some newspaper reports, factors such as import pressures and a backlog of containers at ports have contributed to this surge in demand. The surge in demand is also reflected in the rising import bill, which increased from $3.177 billion in June to $4.219 billion in July. Moreover, this situation is also tied to the government's commitment under the IMF's standby arrangement to facilitate unrestricted imports. In essence, the rupee's fluctuations against the dollar reflect a complex interplay of factors involving currency dynamics, import challenges, economic growth, and international agreements such as that of the IMF. And just a step to the east in India, in a historic achievement, India has reached a remarkable milestone by becoming the first nation to successfully land a spacecraft near the south pole of the moon. The success of the Chandrayaan-3 mission places India in an esteemed group, making it the fourth country to land a spacecraft on the lunar surface, joining the ranks of the United States, China, and Russia. This triumph did not come without its challenges, though. It was India's second endeavor to land a spacecraft on the moon, with the initial attempt encountering a setback. In 2019, the Chandrayaan-2 mission successfully placed an orbiter in lunar orbit, marking a substantial achievement. However, the accompanying lander unfortunately experienced a crash during its descent. The Chandrayaan-3 mission, with a lander called Vikram and a rover called Pragyan, is expected to carry out experiments for a span of 2 weeks. During this period, it will conduct a series of critical experiments aimed at understanding the mineral composition of the moon's surface. Additionally, it will also undertake exploration related to the presence of ice and water on the lunar surface, an inquiry that holds immense implications for future space exploration and potential future base. And now for our feature story. The 15th summit of Brics, an alliance comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is taking place in Johannesburg, South Africa. Unlike the past summits, the current one is gathering immense media attention as member states discuss the possibility of expanding the alliance. The development comes against the backdrop of China and Russia's persistent efforts to extend their geopolitical influence, countering the sway of the US and its traditional allies. More than 40 nations, including prominent players like Iran, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Indonesia, the United Arab Emirates, and Argentina, have expressed keen interest in becoming part of the Brics fold. The driving belief behind this diverse coalition is that Brics possesses the potential to harness its collective political and economic might, which accounts for 40% of the world's population and a quarter of its economy, to advocate for alternatives for Western-dominated global financial institutions and push for much-needed reforms within global institutions such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. This vision entails aligning these institutions with the complex realities of a multipolar world, thereby promoting a fairer distribution of influence. However, as with any ambitious endeavor, the Brics alliance faces its fair share of challenges and limitations. The diversity of interests among its members occasionally leads to conflicting perspectives. This is perhaps the most pronounced in the case of China and India, two pivotal members with a complex history of border disputes and strained diplomatic relations in recent times. While a host of nations have officially expressed their intent to join the ranks, the path to expanding Brics remains shrouded in uncertainty. Nevertheless, what cannot be denied is the momentum building behind the alliance's overarching commitment to championing the developing world and offering a credible alternative to the enduring dominance of Western powers. I am Hajira Asaf Khan, and this was your Weekly Dispatch.